Here I am with Gisella Merello. We're going to talk about Bordighera, which is just across the border from, well, it is the Riviera. It's the Italian Riviera, of course. Normally we're talking about Nice and Monaco and Cannes, but now we're talking about Bordighera, and this should be very, very interesting. Gisella will tell us a little bit about herself and her interest in tennis in Bordighera, which was brought there by, guess who? The British. Well, there you go. Anyhow, we're going to say good morning. Good morning, Gisella.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you to be interesting to my study. I'm very happy to be with you.
We're delighted to see you. Now, tell us how you live in Bordighera.
Yes, I live in Bordighera all my life, except when I study and I moved in Milano only for the university time. Then I come back for family and for all. And for this reason, I always study about Bordighera and its recent history.
That's fascinating. So you have these registers, you said, on the tennis club. How did you come to get those registers?
During the lockdown, somebody gave me for considering and to lend to have this important register, and I started to study to read this register. And when I started to read, I immediately understood that was very important. Were very important because they are the unique witness of the history of the tennis club in Bordighera. In Bordighera, the tennis club is the first club after Wimbledon. Wimbledon was born in 1877, and in Bordighera, the first race of tennis are exactly in 1877, 1878.
Wow.
Officially, yes, officially is the October 1878. That is in all the official document. But during my study, I found a very important watercolor that is in an album with other watercolor, and one of the other watercolor are all the album are dated 1877. For this reason, because I see in this album a very beautiful watercolor of the low tennis, I can think, do an hypothesis about a little bit more recent date. But returning to the register, when I tried to read this register, I found a lot of names very important that I have crossed in the past during my studies. And despite that I'm not a sport woman, I start to be very interesting about the tennis history. And the tennis history is very, very fascinating because we can found a lot of very important personage of the story, especially for the United Kingdom. For example, one of the most important president was the Earl of Strathmore, that is the great-great-grandfather of the King Charles III, the actual king.
Really?
And what, yes, very important,
Wow,
was
fascinating.
it was one of the most important president of the club, because with this president, the club became more elegant, more open to the social meeting, more open for reunion between the expatriate in Bordighera. For example, he also changed the name because the first court in Bordighera was beaten in lower level in relation of the road. It was a little bit down. And for this reason, strange location, the first name was Bear Pit Low Tennis Club, but was not a very elegant name.
It's
And
not.
sure, the Earl of Strathmore changed the name in Bordighera Low Tennis Club, and we can thank him to have a more beautiful name. And he also decided to do club day. In this occasion, the table was the chair was put in near of the court between the theater and the tennis club. And this way the people could sit, have conversation, have tea, and also watch the matches without problem with other people, and was a very important occasion to link new new friendship or relation or professional relation, and that was very nice. This president linked with the English crowd, the British crowd, had also another important characteristic. He have created the first croquet court in Riviera, perhaps in Italy. And
Okay.
yes, okay, in the same club, he had
Uh-huh.
also built a croquet court. Yes,
How British is that? That's very British.
very British. Yeah.
I remember reading when I've been doing some background that there was a young lady, she was Italian, and she won at Bordighera, whatever contest it was, and they were so surprised that somebody who didn't speak English could actually win at tennis. I thought that was so funny.
No, she was not Italian. She was a French player.
Oh,
She
French
came in.
player. Oh, you
Yes,
correct me. I thought it was Italian player.
but she's very important because she's the French Susan Langlen,
Oh,
and
okay.
Susan Langen won 6 times the champion, the world champion,
Wow.
exactly 1 year after winning Bordighera. And the anecdote is very funny, exactly what you say, that she was um, put to play. She was invited to be in a not in a very important card, but in a secondary place because they thought that was too young to be very strong. But she comes from Nice, and the local daughter of the local champion. She was the daughter of the vice consul of the Great Britain in Bordighera, play against her, but she won. And in the newspaper, as you say before, that was right. The young girl, the young girl, despite to doesn't talk English, she won in any case. That is funny because the English was um, very conscious of their tennis capacity. But in this case, the French won against the champion, the local champion.
So funny. So is the club still going today?
Yes, the club is still alive. He had 6 cards in, but in the Belle Epoque, in the Golden Age, he was 16 cards. More, and plus other card near of some hotel, and this rich offer was also promoted in the touristic guide, as example, the Thomas Cook guide of the time, and was one of the best appeal of the city with the Anglican Church, because near of the tennis there was also built a Anglican Church 5 years before the the sport court.
So it's quite connected. So
Very connected.
so for a little town like Bordighera, that's quite a history, isn't it?
Yes, a lot of history. We have also an international library created by an English. We have a museum still alive, created by Clarence Bicknell, and is still a very important point of research for archaeological field, and also for local history, and for a lot of other branch of the study. Yes.
Oh, you must send me links for these, and I'll put them
Yeah.
in the article to accompany the
Yeah.
video. Oh,
Yes.
fascinating. Bordighera's got one heck of a history. Wow, I'm
Yeah.
impressed. So I think we've come to the end of our time today, Giselle. It's been fascinating. I did not know
Thank
that
you.
there was such an important tennis club in Bordighera, and that there was so much fascination surrounding Bordighera. So a lot more to find out. Maybe another day we'll have a
Yes.
chat more about Bordighera itself. Anyway,
Yes. Also because in Bordighera there is also another tennis club, very important. It's a modern one, created by Riccardo Piatti, that was the coach until the 2022 of Yannick Sinner, that yesterday win the Australian Open. First player, first Italian player to win that.
fascinating. Well, I think we've got to say thank you so much, Gisella, for sharing all that with us. And thank you again for being on Riviera Buzz. And so, well, we'll just have a big smile at each other while I find the off button.
You to invite me to talk about tennis.
It's
Thank
been a
you.
delight.